They were known as the Vikings of Asia, striking fear in all they crossed. Their terrifying raids earned them the notorious reputation as the fiercest pirates in the Malay archipelago. They dominated the Southeast Asian waters, taking captive for foreign ships. However, to the locals, they were regarded as patriots, the scourge of the colonial powers. They were the defenders of land, battling European imperialism who wanted to establish trade monopolies across the region. Their descendants today disagree with how the history books have painted them. They are on a quest to bring back glory and honor to their names. They are Iranun. Legend of the Nusantara Seafarers. The quest to uphold the Iranun legacy begins here in the quaint town of Kota Belud, Sabah, Borneo, the third largest island in the world. She is fondly known as the land of the cowboys of the East due to the people's expertise in horse riding. Life in this charming little town is at a pedestrian pace. It is, however, a wonderful tapestry of cultures and customs, typical of the multi-ethnicity attraction of Sabah. Although heavily outnumbered by the Bajau and Kadazan Dusun tribes, the Iranuns, like their forefathers, still dominate certain trading commodities, especially riches from the sea. Some things just never change. It all began back in the late 18th century, during the European commercial drive into Asia. The Nusantara waters at that time was at a trading frenzy.
In the 18th century, this was the time of the European expansion of the world. They wanted to colonize the world purely for economic reasons. In this part of the world, the leading people who were fighting for the land here were basically the Dutch, the British and the Portuguese. Basically, they wanted to control the spice trade in this area and also to bring the wealth of this place back to their home country.
The accelerated growth of the spice trade led to the widespread practice of the acquisition of slaves as labor force. This activity took place at a time that coincided with the arrival of a population of raiding seafarers in the Southeast Asian region. One of them was the Iranuns, who specialized in long-distance maritime raiding and did it on a regional scale.
These people basically knew the whole region around northern Sabah and southern Philippines like the back of their hand. So these people were real experts in terms of navigation. So for example, many people will tell you that these people can navigate at night even without any equipment because these are the real seafarers of that region.
Their exploits had the immediate effect of disrupting and destroying traditional trade routes. The ferocity and fearlessness of their attacks posed a serious threat to European commercial interests. This struck fear in the European traders, who thus labeled the Iranuns as pirates. Their infamous ways were recorded by Awan Rata, an English historian, in his book, The Pirate Wind, which states that the Iranuns were notorious robbers of the sea. However, Pinjaman, a third-generation descendant of warriors, passionately opposes the notion that his forefathers were robbers.
Oleh kerana penjajah datang di sini, menguasai tanah kita, tempat kita, perdagangan kita pada masa itu, Iranun tentang hebat. Bila peperangan berlaku begitu, oleh kerana tidak ada suku kaum yang sanggup bertentangan, berperang dengan suku-suku daripada barat, termasuk Jerman, Spanyol, dan British ini, maka British menulis bahwa Iranun ini adalah lanun. Kena Iranun saja yang menentang di lautan kawasan sebelah Borneo ini, Borneo Utara ini. Maka Iranun tetap mempertahankan dia punya tanah itu sendiri. Adakah itu dipanggil sebagai lanun? Oleh kerana mempertahankan hak masyarakat dia.
The Iranuns feel they have been unjustly portrayed in colonial literature. To a certain extent, Professor James concurs with this view.
If you look at the history of the people itself, they were basically seafaring people, maritime people. Basically, they rely on the sea for their living and for their livelihood. So when the colonial authorities came in, they wanted to stop them and wanted to control them. So there was a reaction from these tribes. They wanted to fight the colonial authority, retain their way of life. So it's not so much an issue of piracy, but it's rather an issue of actually protecting their own domain.
That domain is an area known as Tempasuk.
Sebenarnya dalam sejarah cerita orang-orang kami, bangsa Iranun dahulu kala, Iranun memang duduk tinggal di tempat ini yang dipanggil Tempasuk pada masa itu. Kawasan Tempasuk ini meliputi daripada kawasan Sampang Mengayau di sebelah Kudat dengan di Pulau Usukan dalam daerah Kota Belud, dipanggil Tempasuk pada zaman dahulu.
Tempasuk's emergence around the 1800s is said to be the result of the Iranun's seafaring activities in the Nusantara waters. The legend of Iranun as pirates has made life a little difficult for the younger generation of Iranuns today. Azizi, a fourth-generation Iranun, is the voice of his generation. He has heard firsthand all the negative things that have been said about his tribe. Some of them very demeaning.
Ada yang mengatakan Iranun ini perompak, ganas, kejam, suka buat onar di sana sini. Kami sebagai generasi muda, kami faham sejarah dahulu telah mengubah cerita kami seperti itu. Namun kami generasi muda percaya bahawa sedikit sebanyak perubahan itu akan semakin ketara dengan pencapaian-pencapaian suku kaum Iranun itu sendiri. Kami percaya bahawa masyarakat lain menganggap Iranun itu lebih bertamadun daripada dahulunya.
Azizi is determined to change the society's perception regarding his tribe. He wants to remind people today about the richness of his heritage. He hopes to be able to do that by organizing an exhibition to highlight the remains of his proud group.
Saya rasa pada masa sekarang sudah tepat dan sesuai masanya untuk membuka mata dunia untuk lebih mengenali peradaban ataupun sejarah lama bangsa Iranun. Selain daripada itu, memberi ruang kepada diri saya dan anak-anak muda untuk mendalami persejarahan dan kebudayaan bangsa Iranun di masa lampau.
A wonderful idea nonetheless. But what does Azizi plan to exhibit?
Ada banyak artifak-artifak lama yang masih tersimpan dan kami memutuskan untuk mengadakan pameran ini untuk mempamerkan kesenian dan kehalusan serta karya tradisi bangsa Iranun.
However, it will not be an easy task as Iranun artifacts are in the possession of private collectors, and many have never been exhibited in public. He needs to convince these collectors to lend him the artifacts for the exhibition. Haji Masrin, a respected Iranun elder, is one such collector. Azizi pays him a visit to seek his advice and permission to use his artifacts.
29 hari bulan ni kita akan buat satu pameran Legasi Iranun. Jadi saya mau minta pendapat lah dengan Tuan Haji pasal program ni, apa yang kita patut tokok tambah untuk lagi memeriahkan kita punya majlis ni, karnival ni.
After a short discussion, Haji Masrin agrees to lend Azizi his artifacts. However, he also has a surprise for Azizi.
Pada 29 hari bulan itu, satu delegasi daripada ARMM. ARMM ini ialah Autonomous Region Muslim of Mindanao.
It seems Azizi has quite a task on his hands. Not only does he have to put together the showcase in a couple of days, he will also have VIP guests from abroad. Western historians painted them as pirates who struck fear in the open seas during the growth of global trade. But the remaining tribe members beg to differ. Today, the younger generation of Iranuns, led by Azizi, is determined to uphold the Iranun legacy by organizing an exhibition that showcases everything Iranun in all its glory. The showcase preparations is gathering steam, but it is not all smooth sailing.
Kesulitan-kesulitan yang timbul adalah pengumpulan artifak kerana artifak ini sungguh tinggi nilainya kepada suku kaum Iranun. Selain daripada itu, masa yang terhad dan kesuntukan masa ini jugalah yang membawa kesulitan yang besar kepada belia-belia Iranun. Tapi Alhamdulillah, dengan berkat ilahi, kesemua kerja itu dapat dijayakan dengan sempurna.
Azizi has managed to locate more artifacts that has been kept by pinjaman.
Barang-barang ini berusia lebih kurang 100-200 tahun lebih lagi, dan kita akan bawa ke barang-barang ini ke pusat pameran pada hari ini. Kita akan kumpul sebanyak mana yang ada.
These artifacts are priceless and for the first time ever will be displayed in an exhibition for the world to see.
Ini dalam bahasa Iranun dipanggil gadur ataupun sumbul. Jadi barang-barang ini adalah untuk tempat pada zaman dahulu, tempat simpan barang-barang, boleh simpan beras, boleh simpan makanan dan sebagainya. Ini tempayan bukan baru punya. Ini harganya murah tetapi mungkin sejarahnya mahal. Ini ratusan tahun sudah, pasal saya generasi yang kelima. Ini jenis kulintangan. Ini dulu juga jenis kulintangan. Ini orang Iranun pandai bikin nih, zaman dulu. Orang Iranun bikin juga kulintangan. Ini subang. Dibuat juga oleh orang Iranun zaman dulu, ratusan tahun. Ini dipakai oleh putri-putri orang Iranun. Kami panggil bai. Hanya orang-orang kenamaan saja yang pakai jenis ini. Ini tulin emas. Ini agung, ini pun pusaka juga. Ini dua jenis. Ini satu agung tembaga, ini satu agung besi. Jadi kalau ada majelis apa-apa semua, ini semua boleh dipakai.
Pinjaman gleams with pride when talking about his prized possessions. He is the keeper of the artifacts which has been handed down to him by his ancestors from many generations.
Pertama kali saya melihat artifak-artifak yang berusia ratusan tahun, saya amat kagum dan tidak menyangka bahawa masih wujud lagi artifak-artifak ini, dan saya tidak sabar-sabar untuk mempamerkan untuk tatapan ke mata dunia.
All of Pinjaman's artifacts have been accounted for. While Pinjaman's artifacts focused more on smaller pottery objects, Haji Masrin has a different collection altogether.
Ini ialah namanya kabu. Dalam masyarakat Iranun, ini ada simbol kekayaan. Orang-orang dahulu dia orang simpan benda ini di depan rumah dia orang, menandakan orang itu kaya ataupun berpangkat. Benda ini dia mempunyai pattern naga dan binatang-binatang lain seperti cicak. Kemudian di sini ada kepala harimau. Jadi apapun ini adalah melambangkan kekayaan orang-orang Iranun dahulu.
Haji Masrin also has a collection of weapons once used by the legendary Iranun warriors.
Senjata ini dalam masyarakat Iranun dipanggil sundang. Satu yang belekok-lekok begini, dia ada lekok, kami panggil ranti, sundang ranti. Kemudian ada satu lagi jenis sundang, dia lurus, kami panggil baraas, sundang baraas. Yang satu ini sudah berumur dalam lingkungan 300 tahun, 400 tahun begitu kurang lebih lah. Yang satu ini ialah kami panggil bangkau. Barangkali dalam istilah Melayu dia panggil bujak. Bangkau ini diperbuat daripada tembaga, dia bukan dititir begitu, tidak, dia mengkalik, dia pakai acuan.
Now that the artifacts have been identified, itemized and collected from the keepers, it is time for them to be cleaned. Some of these items have never seen the light of day. This is a task for the young Iranuns. The young Iranuns are thrilled with their unexpected chore. Spirits are high for the inaugural showcase. It is not often the world comes knocking.
Kami sekarang sedang menyiapkan pameran Legasi Iranun, di mana kami hanya ada 2 hari lagi untuk menerima legasi dari Mindanao. Jadi sekarang ini kami sedang membuat persiapan dan moga berjalan lancar lah. Pameran ini bagus diadakan supaya generasi muda seperti kami tidak lupa asal-usul kami, dan juga kami dapat mempamerkan khazanah kami ini ke mata dunia.
Such high hopes rest on these young shoulders. These courageous young men are determined to show the world that the Iranuns are more than the violent pirates that the Western historians have depicted them to be. The Iranun Legacy Showcase is gathering momentum. The artifacts have been collected, cleaned and stored at the exhibition hall. Azizi has managed to get the support from the various groups needed for the success of the showcase. In the midst of organizing the showcase, Azizi begins to realize that there's only a few more days till the event. With such a short lead time, he now worries that there might not be enough people who will come to attend the exhibition. He needs to do something more. For that, Azizi pays a visit to his friend who can assist him in promoting the showcase.
Saya mengambil keputusan untuk mereka flyer untuk diedarkan kepada para belia ataupun masyarakat setempat. Saya bimbang masa yang suntuk itu mempengaruhi kehadiran mereka. Jadi saya rasa flyer adalah cara yang paling cepat dan pantas untuk disampaikan dan diedarkan kepada masyarakat setempat.
Berapa hari tu Mama?
Dalam 2 hari boleh set.
2 hari ya? 2 hari.
Sini gambar.
Cepat juga bos.
Kena emergency sekarang.
Kalau jumlah tu banyak makin murah
Dalam
lah.
100 keping kita mau
100 keping.
Dalam 2 hari boleh siapa yang sentra?
Boleh, tidak ada masalah.
Kalau gitu saya pergi dulu. Kita jumpa lagi.
Okey, terima kasih ya. Terima kasih. Okey.
With the design for the flyers underway, Azizi can now concentrate on the other important aspects of the showcase. Everyone involved seems spirited to ensure the success of the showcase. The main feature of the exhibition, the artifacts, are being tagged and categorized. The other attractions include a mock-up Iranun wedding ceremony, complete with a bridal dais, and also a fashion show parading Iranun culture in all its glory. The young ones are more than happy to play the role of models for a day. Apart from the artifacts, another important trademark of the Iranuns is their cloth weaving craft, known as sambitan weaving. There were some disputes as to the origins of some of their crafts, like the dasta, a headgear, which was claimed to be a Bajau trait, a notion heavily criticized by pinjaman.
Katakan kalau sekiranya Bajau ada kerap tangan yang sehebat dengan masyarakat Iranun, tentu tidak dapat dinafikan ditulis oleh masyarakat Barat. Sejarah ditulis oleh masyarakat Barat adalah orang Iranun yang punya tenunan. Maka orang Iranun Bajau dulu membeli barang-barang ini daripada masyarakat Iranun dan mereka buat sebagai kebudayaan mereka sehinggalah sekarang ini. Seperti dasar. Sekarang dipakai oleh Bajau, dipakai oleh dusun. Tapi bukan menjadi masalah kami kerana itu adalah menjana ekonomi masyarakat Iranun.
The day before the big showcase. The flyers and other promotional materials are ready. Time for some guerrilla advertising. Azizi is determined to get the support of the locals, even if he has to deal with staring onlookers and cynical bystanders.
Timbul sedikit kerisauan apabila orang ramai seperti endah tak endah kepada flyers yang saya edarkan. Jadi saya mengambil inisiatif untuk mendekati mereka dan menerangkan lebih mendalam lagi tentang pameran tersebut dan apa aktiviti-aktiviti yang akan diadakan semasa pameran.
On the eve of the showcase, Iranun's most notable son, Tan Sri Pandika Amin, a distinguished member of the government, makes a surprise visit to the exhibition hall. Despite being surprised by the impromptu visit, Azizi is proud to brief him on the Iranun Legacy Showcase preparations. The Iranun's special day has arrived. All their efforts and hard work seems to be paying off. The musicians with their famous kulintangan musical instruments are in place. Traditional dancers dressed in striking Iranun gear are well into their rehearsals. The stage is set. The inaugural Iranun Legacy Showcase is finally here.
Sebelum kehadiran delegasi ataupun orang ramai ke pameran Legasi Iranun, saya berasa amat gemetar kerana bimbang tidak mendapat sambutan daripada orang ramai. Akhirnya, dengan sokongan padu daripada peserta-peserta pameran dan juga sokongan daripada orang ramai, saya amat puas dan di luar jangka.
Right on cue, Tan Sri Pandika and the VIP guests arrive. The delegates, mainly of Iranun descendants, are excited with their visit to the showcase.
Selamat datang ke Karnival dan pameran Legasi Iranun. Tujuan karnival ini adalah untuk memperkenalkan kekayaan tradisi dan khazanah kaum Iranun. Semoga asal kami ini dapat mengembalikan kegunaan sebuah kaum yang tinggi tamadunnya suatu ketika dulu.
Perasaan saya melihat orang ramai berpusu-pusu melihat artifak-artifak yang tersusun rapi, saya sungguh gembira saya dapat persembahkan kepada masyarakat Iranun bahawa masih wujudnya artifak-artifak lama ini. Selain itu, saya juga berasa bangga kerana delegasi daripada luar negara turut sama berpuas hati melihat pameran-pameran tersebut.
The showcase is a hit with the people. The artifacts are gleaming with pride. The traditional treasures are dazzling, to say the least. The Iranuns have shown the world that despite the negative stigma, they are able to stand together, proudly preserving their unique identity and legacy.
Saya nampak keistimewaan suku ini ialah yakin kepada diri. Walaupun ianya dalam keadaan minoriti, tetapi dia yakin kepada diri, kalau orang lain boleh buat, kita pun boleh buat. Iranun kadang-kadang dia tidak malu untuk dipanggil apa stigma pun. Ikuran daripada pendirian itu, daripada awal 70-an sehingga sekarang ini, malahan apabila saya nampak generasi muda, dia bangga. Saya Iranun. Saya boleh berdiri sama tinggi dan duduk sama rendah dengan bangsa-bangsa lain.
The Iranuns have been living with centuries-old stigma and misconception about their true identity. Be it pirates or patriots, life still goes on, and the future generation of Iranuns would have to slowly rectify this skewed impression about their tribe.
Harapan saya adalah semoga anak-anak muda bangsa Iranun ini masih terus memperjuangkan sikap patriotik dalam memperjuangkan hak-hak mereka dan menyelami perjuangan-perjuangan nenek moyang agar bangsa Iranun ini gah di mata dunia.
Only time will tell whether or not the Iranuns can succeed in improving the image. In the meantime, they can rest assured that their place in the annals of maritime legends is truly present for the world to see. Behold, the Iranun legacy.